Welcome to the Oaks Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Hall, alongside my wife and co-host, Ingrid.
On this podcast, we talk about all things real estate, entrepreneurship, business, faith, family, you name it, we talk about it, and how we do it all as an equally yoked husband and wife team.
We are glad you're here. Thanks for listening. Enjoy this week's episode. What's up, and welcome to the Oaks Podcast, episode number 49.
Oh, I love it. Are we going to have a party next
We should. We're approaching episode 50, which is awesome. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm Travis, your host. This is Ingrid.
Yes.
And today we have a fun episode. It's our monthly book club episode, first and foremost. It's a book that's so good. It's so good. And then we're going to, some basic highlights on what's going on right now in the market. We're up to all kinds of fun things.
How are you? How's life?
I am good. Our dog is coming through right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see Booney.
Go lay down.
But yeah, we have a lot going on. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, first, family. We have our kids joined ski team. I think we've talked about that on here.
Yeah.
Ski racing team. Think Lindsey Vaughn or Michaela Schifrin.
But
Maybe not quite there yet. But yeah, it's been awesome. It's been a full deep dive experience for us.
I would say it's been fun because this is one of the things we saw coming here was like, smaller community, smaller ski hill, like they made it. They made the team, which has been fun. And it's been a big commitment, a little bit more than maybe we thought it would be. And there have been some very sweet moments in it. The kids are being very stretched, which is super cool. I think they're gaining a lot of confidence. We've tried, like our younger one, Anders, confidence is hard for him. It doesn't come as naturally. And so we've tried jujitsu, we've tried soccer, we've tried, like the list is long, and he doesn't really love any of it because he doesn't love like the competition.
Right.
And it's been fun to see him gain confidence.
And like he is naturally like good at skiing.
Yeah, he's
like
very
just
athletic.
watching him, he just like his body does it.
Yeah.
Same with Malin. Malin's a great listener, and very coachable. Where Anders is just like, I'm just going.
They're stereotypic first and second born.
Very much. We've talked about this. It's been interesting or ironic, maybe, joining ski team and like officially committing and doing this whole thing after reading this book, the book that we're talking about today. So you and I both listened to it last month, and it's just kind of funny how it all worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some
we'll talk
reflections on that. Yeah.
But yeah, ski team's going fun every weekend. You and I are getting lots of time together.
Yeah.
Lots of time skiing, which has been fun. We, business-wise, we have launched, I guess a couple months ago, we launched a meetup here locally in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome. It's been really fun, like getting to know some of these people and like the community up here, specifically the community in the Sub2 group that Ingrid and I are a part of. Kind
of that creative finance.
Yeah, like that creative finance realm, that world. But it brings in other people. I think about Philip, he's not in Sub2, but he definitely follows pace and understands that world.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that we launched the meetup when we did because next month we are hosting the Creative Nation Tour meetup, which is Pace Morby driving through in his RV around the country, which is wild. God love him.
Sometimes with his family.
Well, yeah, it's amazing. But they're coming through Coeur d'Alene, and we are hosting, and it's going to be awesome. So it's like the biggest thing that we've ever hosted, and we're expecting well over 200 people here.
Yeah, we knew we'd need momentum going into that. And I am so excited that he would come to like North Idaho, Spokane area, our neck of the woods, and see the value in it. I'm also amazed at how many real estate deals and creative deals there are to be had even in the smallest corners of the U.S.
It's so true.
I have been like so encouraged. And we
They're
came
everywhere.
from a really competitive market in Denver. And we just had a partner in Denver walk a flip yesterday. And there was probably 20 other investors, just a revolving door. And it's pretty crazy. And so coming up here, there's a lot of activity going on still, even though it's much smaller.
It's interesting. It's funny because our Denver flips, we walked that property, our partner Kendra did. She walked it, lots of investors. we got outbid. And this is the key with investing is you got to know your numbers. And so like for us, we know like we're running conservative.
Well, and this is a good example because one of our flips we just finished this year actually, or closed actually in December, was a comp for this one. And so we know the market in that little tiny neighborhood very
it's like hyper
well.
local, yeah.
Yes. And we know the struggles we had on, the previous one. Property is offered at $349. Kendra walks it. We come in and we're at $353. That's it, period. It went in the high threes.
Right.
So there are investors out there that are willing to pay, who knows, $40,000 more, $30,000, $40,000 maybe more than us, and still turn a profit on a flip. And I think it's a good reminder that people flip for all different reasons, and there's all different types of investors. And just because it's not a good deal for one person doesn't mean it's not a good deal for somebody else. And you're not competing against other investors. You have to stick to your numbers, period.
Yeah, you do. No, if it's a matter of $500, like, okay, sure. Does that work with your threshold?
Yeah.
But I mean, some investors, like if they have a big crew and like, they're like, I don't need to make money on this. I need to keep my crew busy and employed.
Yep.
Like they might be willing to pay that.
For
or
sure.
if someone's like, hey, I'm going to do all the work myself over the next year and I'm paying cash and I want to make 20 grand.
Yeah, totally.
Like power to you.
Go for it. Our threshold is not 20.
Yeah, that's not us.
Yeah.
But then what I was going to say is it's interesting because Ingrid and I walked a property yesterday here locally. People flip mobile homes up here.
Yeah.
Which is interesting and like I was fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Like you can make 20 grand, 30 grand maybe on a mobile home flip, but we've never done that. We don't know that world. And so one wholesaler sent one out. Our main thing, like I was like, I want to go walk it. It's 30 minutes away.
I want to meet the wholesaler.
Yeah, I want to touch, feel it, just see like what this is. But more importantly, I wanted to meet the wholesaler and like build some rapport. But even that walkthrough, we saw what, 4 people?
4
5?
other groups, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, and we wanted to see that, like how competitive is it from a flipping standpoint?
And talk about those numbers.
Yeah, so that one, this specific one, it was offered at $48,000. And its ARV or its after repair value was roughly, depending on what level you did, between 100 and 120.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a pretty rundown, park. Needed some love. The one next door was like burned. The park had to remove it because it literally caught on fire.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting. So it's like we wanted to see like what does $20,000 do here? Like,
yeah.
Or like that's been for us the learning piece up here is we can't duplicate the same flip.
No, we're relearning all of our numbers.
The numbers are different. The renovation cost is different, and like what you need to do is different.
Also, what time of year you can paint the exterior is
right.
different. Who knew?
Our current flip that we have actively going, and we learned, you can't paint.
No, you have to tent it, and then your painting cost goes.
So it's like you have to wait. So it's been good, but
yeah, but I think that's all too an indication of, like I always say, I want to pick up flips in November and December. I'm not trying to pick up flips in January because guess what? So are 30 other investors. I'm trying to pick them up in November, December, and there's a steeper discount then. Like the likelihood that the person who purchased that Denver flip yesterday overpaid is extremely high. And so it'll be a fun one to follow, and we'll update everybody once it comes back on the market. But I think it's an indication that the market's popped this spring, especially in Denver.
It's starting to pop, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen that with some other activity and showings and types
maybe
of
we're
offers.
just hopeful.
Yeah, right.
But rates
Popped means something very different than it did in 22.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think, rates are low, still low. They are the lowest they've been in 6 months.
Yeah, they're at 6.
Yeah, they're basically 6. You can definitely go get a conventional note in the 5s, high 5s.
For sure.
Very easily.
You can get a 15 in the low 5s.
Right.
Yeah.
ARM even lower. So that helps with buyer sentiment, and it's all market driven. But we definitely think it's coming back a little bit, and we are optimistic for 2026. We were optimistic for 2025, and it didn't happen, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we dive into the book?
Let's do it. I love it.
All right, the book. For those of you that didn't follow along, but want to, the book is called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. It is a Christian book. He is a pastor. but it can be so applicable to life and to business.
Yeah, and I will say, like, read all of Comer's books.
Yeah, we do
I'm a
like Comer.
super
We are
fan.
biased. We like John Mark Comer a
He's
lot.
very approachable. So even if you are not a Christian and you just want to learn some principles of slowing down, excellent book for you. Absolutely great. Like, there's obviously a thick, theological Christian view in the entire book, but you would still get a lot out of it if you were just looking for some, like.
But his view is interesting because it is, again, we talked about this in a podcast recently. He is from Portland, or he's from LA, but he lives in Portland. I think he still lives there currently to this day. But so it is a much more like progressive, like political
liberal,
sense, Christian view, which is interesting. So it's like it's a different lens than what people think of immediately as like a super conservative,
yeah. If
right
somebody says
wing
Christian author,
Christian.
yeah, exactly.
And so I think that it brings a different light.
Yeah. And so Comer used to work in a church, and so he lays or he still does, but he used to kind of work at the more corporate mega church.
And he talks about that in the book.
Yeah, he kind of lays the land with that to start. But I think for us, it's you can immediately resonate with it because he has a family, entrepreneurship. I mean, you used to work at a church, like very much something that we can relate to, that I think a lot of entrepreneurs and people in the real estate space can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's definitely it's not like an anti-ambition, it's an anti-hurry.
Right.
And now there's some stuff that he does that, like with his outfits, I'm like,
I'm intrigued.
no.
I'm intrigued.
I know. You would be so annoying.
Well, let's talk about it. So the core idea of this book is hurry is the great enemy of love, presence, and spiritual depth.
Yep.
And then there's 4 practices that he outlines in this, and we have more right now. We have silence and solitude, Sabbath, simplicity, and what's the last one?
I think it's slowing down.
And slowing down.
And he does have another book called Practicing the Way, where
Correct.
he goes through more spiritual disciplines and actually practicing them. But I think he rags pretty good on modern culture and the speed of it, and makes some very good points about it, about fast fashion, about the speed of food and the speed of business, the speed of commerce a lot. And it's very interesting.
And what's interesting is AI was not a thing when this book came out.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I mean, it obviously was, but it wasn't like it is now. ChatGPT had not been invented yet. And so this came out pre-COVID, the year before COVID. And so, I mean, I can't imagine the hurry now because chat and AI in general is just on this exponential growth of speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah. But let's run through these practices because I did want to just give the audience like a few things that we have done. And we've read this book so much. We do have practices that now help. Booney, go on.
He's like, I'm practicing the elimination of hurry.
Okay. Look at him. But we've definitely perfected some practices and we're constantly working on others. But I think that'd be.
So let's talk about silence and solitude first. So just the general idea of what it is, the art of being silent with yourself and practicing solitude.
Yep.
Which is hard. What's interesting is it's harder for you than it is for me.
Oh, so hard for me. This one is really difficult.
You just did this recently. We were on a walk. This is a very practical example. You're on a walk, and normally a go-to walk for you would be call someone, listen to a podcast, catch up on something. And you came back and you're like, I practiced the art of solitude and silence, and I just walked with nothing in my ears.
Yeah.
Just
and like with trying to have a still mind, because I am somebody who like the alarm goes off at 6, and my brain turns on. It's like bing. And now like 10 minutes later, when you've been snoring and the snooze goes off, I have planned the whole day. I have a list of things I need to ask you. Like it's really, for me, it's turning off my brain. And that is really challenging.
Well, he talks about the stillness versus being alone.
Yeah.
And that is the key difference. He's not encouraging being alone and lonely. He's encouraging being still by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Like,
allowing yourself to fully embrace what it feels like to like sit in your feelings and just sit in your own presence.
and like, that doesn't mean like go out into the woods and be there for a month. You could do that,
Yeah.
but it means like intentional time daily where you can be silent
Yeah.
and like think and like be with your thoughts. If you're a Christian like us, like silence and have time with the Lord,
Yeah.
you know?
So practically, I would say, a girlfriend got these 20-minute candles and I've given them to other people now. But for me, one of the biggest challenges is like I can be silent and I can practice it, but like for how long do I have to do this? And it's like,
Mm.
well, no, it's supposed to be like an embodiment that you have within you. And so I I definitely appreciate having some kind of like intentionality with, I am going to be quiet and still and silent for, 20 minutes.
That's a
Almost
really good
next to
example.
impossible with children,
It is.
especially when you have an early riser. But he also, like, our son knows, like, we're doing quiet time. That means you too have to be quiet. He's not always quiet, but like the intentionality behind it, there's lots of spiritual tools that you can use, but those 20-minute candles I think are great.
Yeah, those are good. We should link those if we still have those.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea. Cool. Let's move on to Sabbath. I think Sabbath is one of those things that people understand what it is. Culturally, they just understand the idea of Sabbath. It is not very well practiced in modern Western, Christian Christianity. I don't think, as a general statement. I know for us, like, and it rightfully so. It's like, how do you do that? How do I take a whole day away and
Yeah.
Sabbath? I'm busy. I have things to do. And his point is that the Bible says, remember the Sabbath, which leads to the point that you're going to forget. Why
Yeah.
else would they say remember? And he brings in stats and facts about some different organizations and religions that's what they do, right?
Hmm.
They focus, what that's a core principle is the Sabbath, and the statistics on their life and happiness and how long they live is how correlates
Yeah.
directly with a Sabbath.
And it can feel really like irresponsible to a driven
Oh, for sure.
entrepreneur, like, or, family that is like, we love spending time together outside. We love like doing all these things. Like he gives a lot of freedom for like maybe Sabbath for you is going on a bike ride with your family.
Hmm.
Like that can be a Sabbath practice. Um it's not restriction.
It's so easy to think legalistic and
Yeah. And
I
like,
have
oh,
to
how'd
do
they do it
this.
2,000 years ago when
Right.
Jesus walked the earth?
We are not Jewish. And so like lighting, striking a light or like needing a fridge that doesn't turn,
Yeah.
like that isn't us. I commend those people. Like that's amazing.
Mhm.
But for us, yeah, it's a gift. It's a
Mhm.
gift for us of slowing down. And I mean, even to this day, like it is hard for us.
Yeah.
It is hard to like dedicate a day, like let's Saturday, Sunday, like one of these days, let's Sabbath,
Yeah.
especially in the season. Like we have a lot of Sabbath moments
Mhm.
and chunks. But a 24-hour period, that's difficult.
Yeah. So what are some of like our family's Sabbath practices, would you say, right now?
Well, for one right now, I mean, we're doing the ski thing. And so
Yeah.
it is work in a sense. We have to get ready, we have to get out the door, do the stuff. But then once we're there and we're up, the peace and slowness and calm that we get
Mhm.
to experience and like joy is remarkable.
And it's rest. Like the kids love to bring an iPad, right? And be on the screen. And these last few mornings I've been like no screens in the morning.
Mm.
And like it is rest for their soul. Like how can they like be with themselves without a screen and like rest?
Well, and we've been doing our mornings on the last, couple, we've been doing mornings where we just listen to music on the way up. It's only a
Yeah.
30-minute drive and we've been rocking out to Forrest Frank.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so fun. Like the giggles and the joy, and they each pick a song
Oh,
and
and you can see them shift.
oh,
Their minds
absolutely.
and bodies, like their whole presence
And
shifts.
on the way up, the gondola, they're like, and they're just dancing and just being just
Yeah.
goofy. And then when we come home, like we have this kind of tradition right now of making this super healthy meal, which is homemade ramen. and it's like ramen plus, but the
Right.
kids love it. And we have a hot bowl of ramen and like sit around the table and
Oh,
just
and
like,
they love like baths with
yeah.
like bath side hot cocoa and these kids are spoiled. Let's
Yeah. I
be
mean,
real.
it is our version of Sabbath right now.
Yeah, and it is beautiful. We look
Mhm.
forward to it. You should be looking forward to your Sabbath.
You
So
should.
create some practices within your family or your cadence where you're looking forward to the Sabbath that you've.
It's not this book, but it's one of his other books where he talks about Sabbath, and they talk about their routine of making a massive sheet cookie,
Yeah.
like in a skillet cookie, and then having like really good wine and like just like having this
Yeah.
unbelievable day,
Yeah.
like evening every time. And it sounds awesome when he talks about it.
I know, right? I'm like, I want that.
All right, let's keep going. Simplicity. This is one that you thought you were joking about with his wardrobe. So,
Yeah.
what does simplicity mean in the context of ruthless elimination of hurry? This is real, though. I mean, I think the simplicity, what he talks about, is so good.
Yeah. And I think it's a simplicity of e-commerce, I would say, in general.
Mhm.
So all fast fashion, the way that we eat and consume food. I mean, really our schedules, our commitments, expectations.
Right.
He does talk about sports and like how committed your kid is to sports and are you missing Sundays because of them? And that was convicting because
It
we're
was
like,
convicting.
yeah, we are, right? And so, and this is just a side note, but I'm like, gosh, I do feel convicted. We're missing Sunday services for, 3 months. And how can we, be better about adding Jesus in during the season? And our church offers like a couple midweek things. So we signed up for like a 5 week um program that they do in the evenings on
It's
Tuesday,
like a
and
deep
it's like
dive on
a
Tuesday nights.
yeah,
Yeah.
fellowship, and we have to pay to attend that. We're going to pay and we're going to do that on Tuesday nights for 5 weeks. But he talks just a lot about schedules. That was very, very convicting, and I think we've been up in this new season of life for the last 7 months, and so it's easier for us to talk about now, but a year ago, we were failing in that department, that's for sure.
And we were failing so bad in that department that it was one of the biggest driving catalysts of why we decided we had to move.
Yeah, we didn't think we could simplify our schedules and commitments and expectations in the environment we were in.
Yeah, it was just difficult.
Yeah.
The environment we were in just led itself to being busy.
Yeah, and there is a cost of saying yes to everything. And also like recognizing how you're fed, how your mind and body is fed, like simplifying those things.
Well, and he talked about, going back to his wardrobe. So he talked about like minimalism. And like, I mean, the ideas I actually really like. I'm like, okay, I get this. It's like, don't buy cheap crap, buy
Yeah.
stuff that's quality that you like.
Yeah.
And like, instead of buying 10 shirts that are like, meh, buy one shirt that you love.
Right.
Or, like that is the idea. And then simplifying it down
Yeah.
to make it all comes down to like making decisions faster and easier. You don't have to think about it. It's like, I'm
Mhm.
wearing my black shirt, my jeans,
Yeah.
like I can do that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just simplifying life, not just like Marie Kondo status from like Netflix,
Yeah.
but a similar idea of like when you have a cluttered life and cluttered everything, it
Mhm.
clutters your happiness.
Yeah. And so examples of this, I think right now in our life is, I mean, some of the silliest little things, but like I started ordering all of our shampoo and conditioner and dish soap from like a refillable source where now the whole family, even the ADU, is on all the same shampoo, all the same conditioner, all the same soap. I can't tell you how much that has decluttered my mind. Isn't that silly? But like 5 conditioner bottles was just crazy.
It
And now
was.
you can look in the closet and it's like, it's right there.
It's true. And I got a whole bag of clothes again after reading this book. I was like, all right, I
Yeah,
need to go back through.
you did. You went through your closet. It's time for the kids to go through their closet and toys. I
It's a
love it.
good practice.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Slowing down. I
Mm.
mean, the overarching theme of the book, I feel like, is just the process of slowing down. He gave some funny practical
You gave like
tips,
20 tips.
like and
Yeah.
like fun, like goofy ones that are like difficult, like choosing the long lane at the grocery store or Costco just because it
Yes.
forces you to slow down. I'm like, man, that'd be hard. Or like not if you're driving, not hopping in the lane with 2 cars instead of 4.
Yeah.
Like,
I do that though. Ever since I read his book the first time, I do both of those.
I think about both of them, but they're still difficult for me. But I think it's that. It's like, oh, that's every time it's like I think about it.
Yeah. And then like you can have this presence in the grocery store line where like if someone's in front of me, I'm like, I'm in no hurry. I'm in no hurry.
Yeah, it's all
Thank
good.
you. Go ahead. I'll open the door for you. No problem.
And I think part of it is like by slowing down and implementing some of these ideas, like you can be a happier person and thus give other people happiness.
And for us specifically, I would say it is creating margin. And we talked a lot about that in anticipation of moving, but like we had no margin for the beautiful, sweet moments in life and parenting and marriage and faith that can enter in. Like they didn't have any space. It's those spontaneous, sweet things like impromptu play dates after school with the kids and their friends that there was zero room for that.
Right.
Zero. And that I think is one of the best lessons of this book is that if you can quiet your mind, right, and you can quiet your schedule and you can quiet your body, then you can create margin where you don't know it's going to show up.
Well, and I will say, like, I think for us, like, obviously we're 7 months into this move and we still feel the rub.
Yeah.
It is, meaning it's hard. We've had multiple conversations of like, wow, like we have this time and it still feels like your instinct is like,
Fill it.
fill it.
Fill the time quickly.
Fill it. Fill that calendar. We need meetings. We need this. We need that. And there's half of it that's true, right? Because we are entrepreneurs and you eat what you kill. And so you still have to work, but it has been it's been an interesting rub of like, wow, we are walking in this blessing that God's given us in our obedience and coming here. And man, it has been hard at times.
Yeah.
Just because of, years and years and years of being, in the rat race a little bit.
Well, and I think that should be freeing for some people to hear like being hurried is a cultural problem. It is a modern cultural problem.
Yeah, it's not a you problem.
It's not a you problem. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And we're not here to say like we're doing it really well, that we have lots of areas of improvement. But I am here to give you encouragement that to some of the busiest people, to our friends, we were some of the busiest people they knew, and they weren't wrong. But we've changed. Like we've made really hard choices that have changed that.
Yeah,
and you like you can too.
You can too.
I love that.
Well, again,
if you didn't get a chance to read it, read it.
Just get the Audible. It's so good. Or go buy it. I mean,
he narrates the audiobook, which is nice. All of his books though have fun little like, know, things in them like the physical books.
Those like the physical books are good. All right, let's talk about next month.
Oh yeah, your pick.
It is my pick, and I am selfish in this one because I just got to see him speak at my Owners Club conference in Miami, and I already bought the book, and so, but I haven't read it, and so this is like a good accountability.
Yeah, I've never read it either.
Yeah, his name is Walker Dybel.
Okay.
And his book is Buy Then Build. It's a business book for buying a business of some kind.
All right.
But it sounds pretty awesome. I'm excited to read it. It's very practical. And yeah, Walker Dybel, Buy Then Build. Link is in the comments.
And then we'll talk about that in February. So
that'll be our February book.
I also want to make sure you'll link Creative Nation Tour.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So that link will be also in the show notes. If you're in this area, or honestly, go on there and see if there's one in your area.
Yeah. It's halfway over. So, a lot of areas are done, but Denver is not. And so if you're in the Denver metro, which I know a lot of you are, go to it. It's going to be awesome. We know all those people. Let me know if you're going. I'd love to connect you with the people that are hosting it.
Yep.
Yeah, we were there. We would help co-host. So
right, but please go register. We'd love to meet you if you're in this region and you're going to be attending February 13th, Vantage Point Brewery, 5 to 9 p.m.
And then lastly, a shout out to last week's episode. If you haven't caught it, it was a fun interview with Jake Kraft. He is a local coffee shop owner here, and it was just a fun episode. I'm looking forward to more of those like that this year.
Like business owner.
Yeah, just a totally different, like, why did you start a coffee shop? And so it was I really enjoyed the interview. So go listen or watch that. And until next week, have a great one.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Yoke Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along as we drop a new episode each week.